The remarkable story of Porsche's origins begins in the late 1920s, when Ferdinand Porsche, despite his stellar reputation as one of Germany's leading automotive engineers, found himself at a career crossroads. His persistent vision of creating an affordable car for the masses often put him at odds with established manufacturers, leading him to make a bold decision in 1931, establishing his own design firm in Stuttgart-Zuffenhausen. The newly formed Dr. Ing. H.C. F. Porsche GmbH assembled an exceptional team of automotive talents. Key figures included chief designer Karl Rabe, gearbox specialist Karl Fröhlich, engine designer Josef Kalis, and the brilliant automotive stylist Erwin Franz Komenda, who would go on to design every Porsche model from the 1930s through the 1960s. Most significantly, Ferdinand's 21-year-old son Ferry joined as his assistant, marking the beginning of a family dynasty that would shape automotive history for generations. The company's first major project came from Wanderer, even before the studio officially opened, followed by significant work for Auto Union. A pivotal moment arrived in 1932 when the NSU motorcycle factory commissioned them to design a small car. This resulted in the Model 32, featuring an air-cooled flat-4 engine mounted in the rear and an innovative torsion bar suspension system, elements that would later become fundamental to the Volkswagen design. The breakthrough that would define Porsche's future came in 1934, when Adolf Hitler publicly called for the development of an affordable people's car at the Berlin Motor Show. After meeting with Hitler, Porsche was essentially handed the Volkswagen project, designated internally as Type 60. Despite facing significant opposition from established manufacturers and working under impossible deadlines with limited funding, Ferdinand and Ferry, along with a dozen engineers, built the first prototype in their family garage. The design featured revolutionary elements: four-wheel independent suspension with torsion bars, a central tubular frame, and the engine mounted behind the rear axle, features that would later become hallmarks of Porsche vehicles. When Daimler-Benz was commissioned to build 30 pre-production prototypes, they introduced their own Type 170H in 1936, which bore striking similarities to the Volkswagen design. However, Hitler's support proved decisive, and a new state-owned factory was established in Wolfsburg under Porsche's direction. By 1938, the company had grown from 19 to over 100 employees and moved into a new facility in Zuffenhausen. During this period, they began work on the Type 6460K10, a VW-based sports racing car intended for a Berlin to Rome road race. This vehicle, featuring Comenda's streamlined design, would plant the seeds for future Porsche sports cars, particularly the iconic Porsche 356. World War II dramatically altered the company's trajectory. The Volkswagen factory shifted to producing military vehicles, with Ferdinand Porsche appointed as Reich auto designer and manager of the Volkswagen factory in 1939. The company developed various military vehicles, from the amphibious VW Schwimmwagen to the VW Kübelwagen, the German equivalent of the American Jeep. As Allied bombing intensified, the company faced significant challenges. In 1943, a bomb struck the Zuffenhausen plant, destroying the company's original design archives, though fortunately, duplicates existed elsewhere. The company relocated to Gmünd, Austria, setting up operations in an old sawmill to protect it from further bombing. They also moved two remaining Type 60K10 streamliners and some VW prototypes to Gmünd and Zell-am-See for safekeeping. By 1946, Porsche found itself divided geographically and under different Allied occupations. The Zuffenhausen headquarters was occupied first by the French and then the Americans, while the Wolfsburg factory came under British jurisdiction. However, the Gmünd facility remained intact and became their operational center under Karl Rabe's leadership. This period of adversity and adaptation would ultimately set the stage for the creation of the first car to bear the Porsche name, marking the beginning of a new chapter in automotive history. This story of persistence, innovation, and adaptation through challenging times demonstrates how Porsche's early years established the foundation for its future success as a premier automotive manufacturer, blending engineering excellence with a distinctive design philosophy that continues to influence the automotive industry today.